There's a girl laying in front of my road and she's f***ing dying.
And she was still alive and stopped and said, finish her, finish her. So I shot the girl. That's exactly how it went.
You're how old are you?
12.
12 years old. The black scar.
Yes, you are.
I'm going to jail.
You shot somebody that's dead, boy. What the
You won't believe the craziest thing that happened on the last night of March 2023. 6 teenagers piled into a car in rural Florida. Yes, they were friends. By morning, 3 of them were dead, executed by the other 3. And during the interrogation, when detectives sat each of the suspects down, every single one of them told the same lie, claiming to be the only innocent person in that car.
At 10:30 p.m., a man in Marion County stepped outside to check on his dumpster. His neighbor said it sounded like a car crashed into it, maybe a couple of pops.
911 with the address of the emergency. What is the telephone number you're calling from?
I don't know. There's a girl laying in front of my road and she's f***ing dying.
Okay, is she awake?
She's dying. I don't know.
All right, my loyal viewers, I'm gonna pause for just a minute. I'm really curious where my audience is watching from, so tell me, what city are you in and what time is it there right now? Thanks for taking a moment to share that. Go ahead and drop it in the comments, and I'll keep going with the story. The victim's name was Layla Silvernail, just 16 years old, shot in the back of the head. At that moment, everyone thought she was the only victim. Deputies arrived within minutes. She was laying right here. She had a bunch of blood, and by then, she was no longer responsive. Then the officers located the neighbor who first heard the noise.
She called you. You come out here, see her on her side, blood everywhere.
And I called
911. She told you to move her on her side because it was coming out of her mouth and everything?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you hear anything? Did you hear the possible crash or possible gunshot?
I didn't hear it at all.
You didn't hear nothing at all?
She told me it sounded like someone crashed into my dumpster and then there was like 2 shots.
So, around what time did you hear? You said it sounded like a gun,
Yeah, it wasn't a loud gunshot. I would say about 20, 30 minutes ago. It wasn't a loud gunshot, but I heard about 4 or 5, and I kind of blew it off casually, and then I just looked out of my window because I did think it was strange with it, how late it was, and I saw the car run into the dumpster. And once I seen the car run into the dumpster, I stepped out my door, and I seen a man run out of the car down the road towards my yard, and I yelled at him, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then I seen him run back towards the car, take a minute, and I was calling him because it was his dumpster, and I seen him skirt off into the neighborhood. I only seen one person running, and it was a male. It had a male figure, had a hat on. I want to say he was like 5 foot, maybe, but it was only one dude running down the road.
Did you hear the crash first, or did you hear what sounded like
I heard the gunshots first.
But what Alexia didn't know was that there was still another body inside the car. Layla was rushed to a hospital, but she did not survive. And then on April 1st, Michael Hodo Jr., who was just 17 years old, was found in a ditch half a mile from Layla, with a gunshot wound to the head. The following day, the car Alexia watched disappear was found partially submerged in a retention pond. Inside the trunk was 16-year-old Camille Quarles. This wasn't a crime of passion, it was a cleanup, and the investigation led to 3 names: Robert Robinson, 17, Tahj Brutin, 16, and Christopher Atkins, 12 years old. Before any suspect confessed, someone came forward, an anonymous source close to both the suspects and the victims who didn't just know what happened, they knew it was coming.
Obviously, there's a lot of people that are saying that they've heard stuff and everything like that, but given like your proximity to knowing him?
I got called from my friend that brother had called him. This is what happened. They shot Camille because she kept moving around, and then they shot Layla.
Now, do you know if that happened like in the car or?
Everything happened in the car.
Okay.
All I know is all this that happened, it was what Sosa had.
For what Sosa had? So why would they shoot Camille first if it was over what Sosa had going on?
No witnesses. They wanted to rob him at first. None of the shooting, none of the killing was supposed to be happening. When I got told that he was at Rob and Tahj, I already knew what they was going to do, because like I said, me and them was our friends, right? And they used to tell me things that what they was going to do. They did something to me that I would never never let somebody else do it. They acted like that was my friend. Came to my house and was shot me right there. They're in a mentality that they don't give a fuck.
Based on this evidence, detectives brought in the suspects, and what followed were 3 interrogations that told 3 completely different stories, with one thing in common. In every version, the person talking was claiming to be the only innocent one in the car. Robert Robinson, 17, was brought in with his mother. The detectives had spoken to Robert months earlier about a separate violent crime and remembered the warning he'd given them.
So we're investigating several different crimes that have occurred, and I wanted you to be here and while we're speaking to him, if that's okay with you. Okay. Do you guys understand each of these rights I've explained to you? Mom and Robert, having these rights in mind, will you speak with us?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. We're trying to bring the best way to say this to you guys. We're investigating several different incidents that occurred over the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
One being a theft of side-by-side. One being the theft of, a burglary. We're investigating a robbery, and we're investigating a murder. Okay?
Murder.
So,
the first ones you named is believable. The last one you named is not. So
I just want you to be.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go forward.
Right.
Murder. And so, what do you mean murder? Just let them get out what they're gonna say, because the first ones, I would sit here and be like, okay,
right,
that's believable. So
the thefts and the robbery and
the thefts, like not no robbery. He just has sticky fingers. Like it's never like
never been violent.
Yeah, it's never violent or anything like that. So
right.
Let's go forward.
The thing is, and when I talked to Rob before, it was it's been several months now, but it was related to a violent crime, not one that he committed. Hold on, Rob. Hold on. It's not one that you committed, but you were with the person who did within a couple hours of that happening, and that falls back to the people that you associate with. And we had a long conversation about that, and I just mentioned it to you about the path that you're on, and that tattoo on your hand associating you with those people, okay? And that's why we're talking to you first, because there's other people involved, and I still think you have that on your hand, but I don't think that's what's in here, man.
Yeah.
And I know we had a long conversation about throwing your friends under the bus and being a snitch and all that, but this is a big deal, man.
Ain't no such thing as snitching when your ass is on the line. Like, so if you know something, I'm not saying you do, but if you know something, we're gonna be honest. Like, all the, I ain't snitching on my homeboy or none of that. Because they talking about murders.
I don't know what you're talking about, no murders.
So if
I don't
you
know
know
about
something,
no murder.
We gotta be honest. I understand. I want you to tell the truth, because we're asking questions we already know the answer to. And if we're starting off right there with lies,
Sosa came over earlier. He came over earlier. He did not come over to my house later on that day.
I didn't say he came over to the house per se, but you saw him again that night.
I didn't see him again that night. I saw Sosa one time that day. I have a curfew.
Robert tried to shut it all down. He tried to act defensive and deny being involved. But then he started with something smaller.
Okay, tell me about that. Stole the John Deere, right?
That's a dog. I be a dog. I didn't even steal that, bro. He wanted to go hit him. I was with him, but I did not steal that, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I was with him, but I did not steal it. I didn't even hop in it. When they stole it, went back home because it was all in Waha. It was not far. Walked right back home. I did not hop in it, not go with them, because that's not what I went out there to do. That's not what I went out there to do. He seen the thing still had keys. He hopped in and he drove off. I didn't steal the side by side either. Like, I was there. Not gonna lie, like I was there. I seen it get stolen.
Appreciate me.
Rob, I know you're being honest. We know you're being honest because we saw you on video. Okay, for that. Okay, so thank you for being honest. That's the first honest thing you've told us today.
Since he had started to make small admissions, the detectives decided to build a pattern of truth on low-stakes questions, so Robert would keep going when the stakes get higher. It's a classic technique. And it worked because the stakes were about to get a lot higher. Earlier that same night of the incident, around 7 p.m., they had committed an armed robbery. a man came to buy a gun from Christopher Atkins, also known as 3-5. He got in the car with $200. He didn't leave with it.
So what happened? What about earlier that night? The first incident that we talked to you about, also in the forest at around 7 o'clock that night.
What?
Since we're being completely honest now with each other.
What do you mean?
The incident earlier that night.
Around 7 o'clock with the chubby Spanish-looking guy.
Oh, that was. Man, so basically, we was in the forest. The jit, he was trying to buy 3-5's gun.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to buy 3-5's gun, and then we went out there and was like, what happened? He got in the car. He had like $200. Mm-hmm. So he gave me the $200, and I told him you bugged, and then he went to get out the car, and 3-5 shot at him. But he didn't hit him. I don't think he hit him.
At 7 p.m., they robbed a man at gunpoint, and a 12-year-old Christopher Atkins shot at him. 3 hours later, they killed 3 of their own friends. That's the escalation, robbery to murder in one single night.
Tahj my dog, 3-5 my dog, everybody in that car I was friends with. And everybody in that car was friends. That's how we was all in the car. Right. Tahj did it because he was gun. It was really for the gun. Like, it was really for the gun. That's really what he wanted, was the candy.
So Robert claimed that Tahj wanted Sosa's gun. That was the motive for 3 executions.
Are you a cold-blooded murderer?
I didn't kill anybody.
Or are you there and something happened that was an accident and it got out of hand?
I was not there when anybody got killed. Like, why y'all not
when we step out and look at your phone that's in the other room?
It's not going to show I was there with no... What time did somebody get killed?
We're talking later that evening.
I know you don't have the heart to kill nobody. I know that for a fact.
You don't know, mother. I don't care. It wasn't me. I didn't say kill nobody. They trying to get me a license.
I didn't say that you killed anyone. Robert, you don't understand that you're just as guilty if you know who did it and you're not saying nothing. That's guilty by association. Like, what part of that is not clicking for you?
You're already sticking up for 3-5 right now.
Okay, 3-5 did not get dropped off. 3-5 was still
I understand why you keep lying.
Because 3-5 stayed like 3-5. I don't know.
It doesn't matter. I don't understand why you keep lying. And then you go back.
Because it's gonna be a snitch. And it
doesn't matter.
Kill me. It don't matter. That is a snitch and I would die. This is not no joke. You would die. Like, you would die for snitching out here. People die for that. Real talk. Mama, people get popped and killed for snitching. That is real life. I didn't kill nobody.
The tension was already getting to Robert, and he cracked, but not all the way. In his version of the story, he blamed Tahj for everything.
Whole story?
Were you there?
Let him talk. Tell me the whole story.
Alright, so after we left back, I was with we had left back out. We went to pick up Tahj. Tahj came out the house. As soon as Tahj came out the house, first thing he told me, like, we knocking on. We knocking out. I was like, nah, bro, I ain't even trying to do all that. He was like, bro, we're gonna do it. We went to the forest. I dropped to the forest. Tahj up the gun, shot head. He shot Layla in the head. 3-5 dropped the back seat and he shot the back girl in the back. And then he shot her in the head because she was not dead all the way.
Where was Layla
Layla was in the driver's seat. Tahj was in the middle. Layla was in the driver's seat. Tahj just see there was a girl in the trunk. Like, she was just in the trunk the whole ride. And I told him, don't do it. I said, don't do it. Don't do it. When he shot the people, I just like, take me home. He was like, bro, you better not snitch, I'm gonna kill you too. You better not snitch, I'm gonna kill you too.
Who said that to you?
Tahj. He said, you better not snitch, I'm gonna kill you too.
The detectives then asked if there had been any warning before the first shot.
We was all supposed to go together to go hit. We was all supposed to go together. We was just in the car. It was so random. Like, he just said he wanted to knock him off. I'm not thinking he's serious though. Like, at the time when he first said it, if you had seen his face, like, right, he was laughing. Like, you would not think he was serious when he first said it. I didn't think he was serious until when the car started slowing down and I seen him up the gun. I'm looking, boom, boom.
For For hours, Robert stuck to the story. Tahj was the one who did it. I was just there. But then 6 hours later, the detective came back and asked the same one question Robert had still not answered.
Did you shoot that girl in the trunk?
In the trunk?
Yeah.
35 shot that girl in the trunk.
You sure?
He did shoot that girl in the trunk.
35's right next door.
35 shot that girl in the trunk.
How many times?
He shot her once.
How many times you shoot her?
Once.
You shot her once?
This is exactly how when Stavo upped the gun, he shot Sosa. I upped the gun, I tried to shoot Layla, it clicked, he shot Layla. And then 3-5 dropped the back seat and he shot the girl in the back. And she was still alive and Stavo said, finish her. So I shot the girl. That's exactly how it went, no lie, no question.
So you racked around to get one in the chamber?
Yeah, I cocked it back. I cocked it back because I told you I cocked it back, but he shot the girl. I cocked it back, he shot Layla. And then 3-5 dropped the seat and he shot the girl in the back. And Stavo said, finish her. So I shot the girl. If I did not do what that man told me to do, bro, I would not have went home with that man.
He was with a gun the whole time. He tried to shoot Layla. The gun jammed. He cocked it, and when Camille was still alive in the trunk, he finished the job. After 7 hours of I didn't kill nobody, then so I shot the girl. After the confession, Robert approached detectives on his own. His mother had told him to stop, but he wanted to keep talking, and that was when he described the aftermath.
So where did you guys go back to?
Tahj went.
Because this is my... All right, go ahead.
They went to the lake, parked the car at the lake, and then I walked home.
So you said we were all at the lake?
Honestly, they went to the lake, and then I walked home from the lake. I took my clothes off, gave them to Tahj, and I walked home from the lake. Me and 3-5. 3-5 walked with me. He had it back.
But then he put all your clothes
he had clothes in his hands. The clothes was in his hands.
And I'm not getting on to you. I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah, the clothes was in his hands. Everything else was in the backpack, like the weed and all of that, the guns and stuff. That was in the backpack. The clothes was in his hands. I think he burned them. That's what he told me he did with them. Me and 3-5 went back to the house. We had drawers on. I gave my clothes to Tahj.
Two teenagers walking home through Ocklawaha in their underwear at midnight. They had just killed 3 people, stripped off their clothes to destroy the evidence, and walked home in the dark. That was Robert's version. Every terrible detail, except that in his version, it was someone else that pulled the trigger first. Now it was Tahj's turn to talk, and his version would point right back at Robert. And unlike Robert, who took 7 hours to break, Tahj started talking immediately.
At first, she was like, we finna go smoke. She was like, alright. I knew something because we went to Lake Ware together. I went to Lake Ware at first, and then I got expelled, went to school because I was late to class all the time, skipping from time to time, you know. He called me, he's like, yo, we finna smoke, this, that, and the third. I ain't asked what was going on, and I was just like, shit, fuck it, I guess we finna ride around and smoke. We driving on the way out there, in the car with me at the time, when they picked me up, was so, Layla was driving, right, I'm sitting behind, it was so, Layla over here, 3-5 was behind Layla. So over there, my was in the middle. Rob was in the middle. So we driving. They like, yo, we finna go and so run this up. He was like, yo, we finna go and take this dirt bike. We finna go rob this dirt bike. What we finna do? Like rob a dirt bike. At this time, I'm already going to. I'm out right now because I'm scared, I'm paranoid, I don't want to go to jail. I'm like, so therefore, I'm like, I'm not gonna go rob nobody. You're crazy as hell. Drop me off. Take me back to Spring House. Nah, bro, we not taking you back to Spring House, bro. You tripping? We need you for this. No, I'm not doing this. Somewhere until I get service. Because at this time, I don't have service on my phone. So I start walking. I just walk. Eventually, I get service. As soon as I get service, I call Spring. Spring, can you please come get me? I don't know what they got going on. I just got dropped off. Can you please come get me? So she come, she pull up, she get me, and then we go back to her house. That was what happened in mine. I know Rob and 3-5 was the last people with him.
Now Tahj's version was that he got dropped off, he called his girlfriend, then he went home clean. But Robert actually named Tahj as the shooter. The anonymous source also named Tahj, and detectives had evidence that put him somewhere he said he'd never been, so they brought him back.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Robin and 3-5 said that you were the guy in all this.
Okay, I'm not.
Like I said, I'm not saying it because it's not true. This is what they told me. They told me that you like pre-planned all this to happen, and then you like forced them to do things. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I also don't want to learn from fingerprints and DNA. I know that you were in the car.
Yeah, I was there.
But you weren't in the car when they were dead, right?
No.
You weren't in the car when they were shot?
No.
Okay. This case is national news.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very big thing. I get it. People do dumb stuff. Okay. People
It's
make
not even
mistakes.
dumb. This is just psychotic. Like that's why. Like, yeah, this is not no dumb decision that somebody could just sit back and make. This is this is legit. Psychotic.
You think that the people did this? It was an intentional act that they were planning on doing this?
They had to. They had to.
Tahj saying they had to means calling it premeditative while insisting he wasn't part of it. So the detectives pushed further.
Whether you burned your clothes in the woods after all of this, we need to know about that now, because the evidence is piling up and you're getting deeper and deeper into the mix of this. And for you to tell us, sit here and say that you don't know anything and that you weren't there, I mean, this is the opportunity, pretty much your only opportunity to get in front of this. Because right now, all the fingers are pointing at you.
Yeah, I understand that. I want y'all to ask me any questions that y'all need.
Did you put a hoodie on? Did you put gloves on to go out there and do that and then change your mind after they said they weren't going to go, they were going to rob somebody instead of go car hopping?
Yeah.
So you were dressed to go car hopping?
Yeah, I was dressed to go car hopping.
Okay.
I was gonna go car hopping.
But you weren't gonna mess with robbing somebody.
The robbing was crazy because I know how robbing get down. So yes, the car hopping I was dressed.
What were those clothes that you were wearing?
Those clothes, I had a black hoodie, I had on a green and black ski mask, all black Air Forces.
I'm telling you right now, the evidence that we have puts you out and about with them at the time of the murder.
Yeah.
Okay. Not with Spring.
So now, for the first time, Tahj stopped denying, and what came out of him was something no one in that room expected.
Is it any way, like, cause after I tell y'all this story, I'ma die. So therefore, I'm scared to tell this story. But is there any way I can get protective custody for anything after this story? Cause
When we take you to the jail, I'll make sure that you get in protective custody.
Cause after this story, and after I tell you this, and after I tell you what I've seen, and this, I couldn't even tell my parents this, bro. Cause legit, these people is telling me, like, I'm scared to tell these people are telling me that I'm not into some deep shit. They can't say this. I have to take the murders. Like they're telling me I have to take this. I have to take that.
I'm telling you, this is what I gotta understand.
Because I was supposed to be. Because they telling me I was supposed to be the one that went down for them. I was supposed to come in and tell them.
You were supposed to go down.
Yeah, I was supposed to go down for the murders because they was like, if you don't go down for the murders, then they knew Spring. That's why Spring been getting hella death threats. They knew my mama because these people was around me, so they knew what my mama looked like. They knew what my auntie looked like. They knew what my sister looked like. They knew what Spring looked like. So I got scared. And I still don't even want to tell y'all the story because if it gets out, bro, I'm gonna die. Either in prison or in the real world, I'm gonna die. This man is something that y'all have never seen before, and I know him, bro.
This was just a 16-year-old admitting to the detectives while seated in an interrogation room that he'd been assured to take the fall for the 3 murders, or his entire family, including his girlfriend, Spring, would be killed. After he was guaranteed protective custody, that's when he told his second story, and in this version, he was in the car the whole time.
So, I was in the car, did witness it. But at the same time, like I said, a lot of stuff still stands. I didn't have no gun, never had no gun. I still was sitting where I was sitting at. Everything is still the same except I did witness it.
So tell me the whole story one more time.
Okay, so Rob, look at me. I'm gonna rob these niggas tonight, and if they don't, exactly how you say it. I'm gonna rob these niggas tonight, and if they don't go for it, I'm gonna kill them.
So now in Tahj's new version, Robert was the brain behind the whole crime. Robert announced the plan. Robert pulled the first trigger.
They upped the guns. They like, give me all that. So they had weed in the car. They had money and they had a gun in the car. So they like, give me all that. I need all that, and get the fuck out of the car and walk. Like they was gonna rob the car. They was gonna rob everything. So they was like, get the fuck out of the car and walk. So they, Sosa and Layla, they're like that, bro. They wasn't going for that. Like Sosa and Layla sitting there like, bro, I'm not getting. You gonna shoot me, I don't give a fuck. I'm not getting out of my car, you're not finna take none of my shit without killing me. So they're like, oh, alright. So boom. Shot. They pulled down, and then at this point, I'm shitting brakes. I'm like, there's no way they just shot these people like this out here in the middle of nowhere.
No, who shot who?
3-5 sitting back, 3-5 shot, so boom. Layla got shot by Rob because that was diagonal, and then shit, the back seat, he pulled down, like, legit, it was crazy as fuck. This nigga 3'5", so after they both died, they, like, I seen Rob try to shoot her, right? And when he tried to shoot her, he shot her, and then his gun didn't go off, so he reloaded it again and shot her. Like, it didn't go off at first, and then he reloaded, shot her, and then the back, he pulled down the seat, he shot her too.
Rob shot her too?
Huh?
Rob shot her?
No, 3'5" shot her. But no, Rob shot her too though. That's what you're not understanding. Yeah, 3'5" shoots her, right? And then she's not dead yet. So Rob sees that and he shoots her to make sure she's dead.
So Tahj confirmed that the gun jammed. He also confirmed that Rob finished Camille. He confirmed everything Robert had already confessed to. Except in Tahj's version, he was a helpless bystander.
So I'm sitting here finna bawl my eyes out, bruh. I'm scared as hell. I'm sitting here and I'm like, boo, if I tell anybody anything, if I do this, if I do that, Lil 30 is gonna come after me. So he runs over here, he tell me, get the fucking, cause he planned on killing me that night too.
Did you run?
Huh?
Did you run?
Did I run?
Yeah.
No, cause they has guns.
You stayed in the car?
Yes, I had to.
Did anybody run?
No, didn't nobody get away.
Okay.
According to Tahj, the only reason he got back in the car after the shooting was because Robert would have killed him if he didn't. Robert says Tahj was the mastermind. Tahj says Robert was the mastermind. Both say 35 was forced to shoot, and both swear they never held a gun. And then there was the third suspect, the one both Robert and Tahj agreed on. The 12-year-old they both said shot Camille Quarles.
So, before I ask you any questions here, you're how old are you? 12 years old. Now, this is going to be one of the silly questions I'm going to ask you. I'm going to ask you if you know the truth versus a lie. I'm going to give you an example. If a little boy were to come in here and were to color on all these walls with a red crayon and then were to tell me that they didn't do it, is that the truth or a lie?
It's a lie.
Okay. And if the same kid would have colored on the walls and then said, Detective Pender, I colored on the walls, I'm sorry about it, is that the truth or a lie?
The homicide detective was just teaching a child the concept of honesty before asking him about 3 murders. The detectives told Christopher that Robert had already talked, and that his story was pointing directly at him.
Robert Robinson, Reaper, you guys are friends, right? I've talked to him down there, and he has been 100% honest with me and told me everything. Okay? And a lot of the things he's telling me are pointing at Christopher.
Christopher gave his first version. It was vague, no names. The detective wasn't buying it.
6:30 p.m. Yeah, that sounds good. And where were you at about that time?
Our house.
Okay. And so you're hanging out with on last Thursday night. Okay. What did you guys do? Tell me all about your night.
First, we made something to eat. Then we watched TV. And I think he went to sleep.
Okay.
About what time did he went to sleep, brother?
Okay. What happened after KJ went to bed?
I think I went to sleep.
So I think what you just told me was what you probably had rehearsed in your mind several times to tell a police officer if you ever had to talk about that Thursday night. Because sitting here and talking to you with your mom here crying and knowing that you have these siblings, you're probably in sort of an embarrassing and shameful position. I've worked with people before that feel embarrassed or sad or upset about something that they've done. And I know you're cold, but your body position to me, when you're sitting here talking to me, says that you're somebody that feels bad and they have a weight on their shoulders. They feel sorry about something that happened. So the story that you just told me, I'm not mad that you told me that. I know that it's not true. I know that a person's natural reaction when they sit in here and they talk to a police officer is to not say what is bearing down on them right away, okay?
The detective didn't yell at him, but he made it clear that he knew he was lying. Then he makes Christopher understand that he feels his shame. And that's when Christopher starts to talk. He even went as far as describing how everyone was seated in the car.
Rob comes over, he knocks on your window, he says, let's go see some girls. You go out there and you said you see a white car. Can you mark where the white guy is? So the guy that you marked as next, he raised the gun at the white guy and you said he shot it? And then what happened after he did that?
Look up and he shot the white girl.
Okay. Were people talking?
Well, no, it was just like the car. Like we was listening to loud music, and like I thought somebody was shooting at us, so I hopped out of the car and ran.
And then you said you hopped out. I heard you say something about get back in or something. Did I hear that right?
You said get back in.
Tell me all about that and be specific. Describe what the X-Man here that we marked. What did he say to you?
Get it back in.
How does this person look?
A ski mask, a jacket, and yeah.
What happened when you got back in the car? Now it's got this. What's happening with these two people? Are they okay? Are they starting to, like, are they okay? Or they're not okay?
They was out in the car. He pushed them out.
He did what? He pushed them out?
So 3 suspects, 3 stories, and every single one of them ends the same way. I didn't want to do it, they made me. But the evidence didn't care whose version was true. All 3 had guns, and 3 teenagers were dead. The motive confirmed at trial was Michael Hodo's gun. In the days after the murders, detectives had to deliver the news to the families. And what those conversations sounded like was its own kind of horror.
Hi.
Are you Mr.
My son's dead, isn't he? We're not. We're still preliminary investigation. Do you have any photos of Michael?
Lisa.
Now it's angry.
Who did this? That's what we're here to find out, okay? Lisa, have a seat right here.
Is my granddaughter okay? Will she be okay?
She's gonna be at the hospital. I don't know anything about myself.
In May 2023, a grand jury indicted all 3. Robinson and Brutin on 3 counts of first-degree murder each, and Atkins on 1 count of armed robbery and evidence tampering, all charged as adults. Christopher Atkins pleaded guilty in April 2025 and agreed to testify. Tahj Brutin pleaded guilty in June. Robert Robinson pleaded no contest. On July 22, 2025, Christopher Atkins, 15 years old, was sentenced to 40 years for the review after 25. The following day, Tahj Brutin and Robert Robinson were each sentenced to life in prison. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in real investigations, shocking cases, and justice served, please subscribe, leave a comment, and join us as we explore more true crime stories. See you in our next video.